14. On the bus to West Kangaroo Park, we took turns reading a page at a time of the mind control course to each other. The first part was just like the lecture Samuel Clogarsh had given us. There was the picture of the light bulb, the cauliflower brain, the radio diagram cauliflower brain, and the guy looking happy who had taken the Clogarsh mind control course. The book was all in capitals, set far apart with big spaces between the lines. It was mimeographed in fuzzy purple letters. On every page there was a slogan like the ones on the signs in Samuel Clogarsh's bookstore. Think before you act. Before you think, before you act. Or, never put off until tomorrow what you can do yesterday. Even though there were lots of pages in the book, there weren't many words, and the pages went by fairly fast. What with the big print and the big spaces and the slogans on every page, there wasn't much text. After we got through the part that was just a repeat of Samuel Clogarsh's lecture, all the pictures and diagrams, there was only a few pages left. The section on how to use mind control omega meter just said to clip the wires to your earlobes and make yourself comfortable, and try to produce omega waves. It said that when you start putting out omega waves, the machine would automatically play jingle bells. We already knew all that. The book also told you how to change batteries. The last section was about how to control the thoughts and actions of others. It said that after you've had some practice with the omega meter, when you can produce omega waves with pretty good regularity, then all you have to do is look at a person who isn't concentrating on anything in particular and say to that person mentally, "My will is stronger than yours. You must obey. My will is stronger than yours. You must obey." Then you tell the person what you want them to do, mentally, and he does it. The book said that after you get really good at controlling the thoughts and actions of others, you don't even have to look at them. You just think, and they do whatever you tell them to. Then the promise that any person who has the power of the Clogarsh mind control will never use his power to steal money or overthrow the government was printed in a little box, and we were through with the book. We weren't even halfway home. Aln Mndlshn sort of leafed back and forth through the mind control course. He didn't say anything, and neither did I, but we were both feeling sort of uneasy about the whole thing. "You don't think Samuel Clogarsh cheated us, do you?" I wanted to ask him, but I didn't. I didn't say anything. Then we got the omega meter out. We looked it over. It was a transistor radio, the cheap kind, the kind they sell in drugstores around the bus station at Hogborough for $3.19. There was some red label tape over the name of the radio. It said Omega Meter for Clogarsh mind control students only. The volume sign and the tuning knobs had big blobs of glue on them so you couldn't turn them, and a metal switch had been added. It stuck out in the middle of the radio. 2 wires, about 2 feet long, came out of the crude holes punched in the radio. They had clips on the ends. And Aln Mndlshn flipped the switch. The omega meter buzzed. The 2 alligator clips accidentally touched and made a little yellow spark. He flipped the switch off. "Do you think any of this is going to work?" I asked him. "Of course it is," Aln Mndlshn said. "Sure it works. I mean, we have $24 invested in this setup. We ought to at least give it a really good try. It will work. Why shouldn't it work? Anyways, if it doesn't work, maybe we can find somebody else to sell it to." Aln put the omega meter and the mind control course back into the paper bag. Neither of us said anything for the rest of the ride. We got off the bus near Aln Mndlshn's home. I decided to go there and practice with the omega meter. We decided to go there and practice with the omega meter. Nobody was home at Aln Mndlshn's house. His father was at work and his mother had gone to her handwriting analysis class. She'd be gone for the rest of the afternoon. Aln made us each a peanut butter and banana sandwich and a glass of root beer, and we went into his room to work with the omega meter. I tried it first. The alligator clips hurt, and after a while they made your earlobes all red. I tried to produce omega waves sitting, standing, lying down. Nothing worked. The omega meter buzzed. My ears hurt, and no jingle bells played. Then Aln Mndlshn tried it. He sat down on the floor with his legs crossed. "This is called the lotus position," he said. "Swamis and yogis sit this way when they meditate." Aln closed his eyes and breathed very deeply and noisily through his nose for a long time. "This is to make me calm," he said. Then he clipped the wires to his ears. The omega meter buzzed as it had for me. Aln Mndlshn did not give up. He pressed his palms together and shut his eyes very tight. Beads of sweat started to appear on his forehead. Still the machine buzzed. He kept on meditating. The machine kept buzzing. After a while, he was meditating so hard that his hands were shaking. Still the machine buzzed. "Let me try it again," I said. "You might as well," said Aln Mndlshn. "I'm getting tired. My ears hurt." We had another root beer before I took my turn. I was sort of impressed by Alan's meditating, and I decided I would try it too. I got a pillow from Alan's bed and sat cross-legged on it. I pressed my palms together and did deep breathing until I felt sort of dizzy. Then I clipped the wires to my ears and switched the machine on. It buzzed. I wasn't able to keep it up as long as Mndlshn had. My back started to hurt as well as my ears. "I want to try again," Aln Mndlshn said. "This time I'm going to chant Om. Alan has this book, Advanced Lessons in Yoga and Meditation. That's where he learned all about the lotus positions and chanting. Om, Om, he hummed. Om, 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 Om. It sounded sort of nice. Chant with me to help me get in the mood," he said. Om, I hummed. Alan clipped the wires to his ears. Om, he chanted. Om, I chanted. He flipped the switch. Buzz went the omega meter. We kept it up for as long as we could. Then we switched off the machine and looked at each other. "Maybe there's something wrong with the machine," I said. "We should have had it tested when we were at Samuel Clugharsh's bookstore," Aln Mndlshn said. "I have to go home soon," I said. "What do you think we should do with the machine?" "Maybe we could return it to Samuel Clugharsh," Aln Mndlshn said. "Do you think he might give our money back?" "Maybe he'll let us trade it for books." "Well, I'm going home," I said, not moving. "Yeah, well, Leonard, see you tomorrow," Aln Mndlshn said, not moving. "Yeah, well, yeah." "Damn it, this machine is fake," I said. "We've got gypped. We wasted all our money that we were going to buy used comics and weird books with. What made you think this would work? It's all your fault. I would have never bought this thing if you didn't want us to." I was pretty mad at Mndlshn for all of a sudden. "It wasn't my fault," Aln Mndlshn said. "You never said that you had any doubts. If you didn't want to spend your money on this, you should have said something." "I guess we both got gypped," I said. I guess we did. We both sat still for a long time. Neither one of us said anything. Then we both started to laugh. Aln Mndlshn pushed me. I was sitting in the lotus position, and I fell over on my back, my legs crossing in the air. I started laughing so hard I couldn't get up or uncross my legs. "Clugharsh mind control," I howled. "Clugharsh, Clugharsh, Clugharsh." "I am Clugharsh, famous scientist and genius," Aln Mndlshn said. "See this picture of a light bulb? See this picture of a silly idiot smiling? I can talk to people on Mars. Clugharsh Research Associates has developed this cheap transistor radio that talks to Mars." I was laughing so hard that my eyes were wet with tears. Aln Mndlshn was really funny. "See, I clip these things to my ears, and I throw the switch and produce omega waves. Then I talk to Mars," Aln Mndlshn said. He clipped the wires of the omega meter to his ears and threw the switch. The machine buzzed. "Now I'm in the office of the Martian High Commissioner, drinking Fleegix," Aln Mndlshn said. Then he began to laugh so hard he couldn't talk. Both of us were flat on our backs, laughing, with tears running down the sides of our faces and into our ears. The omega meter attached to Aln Mndlshns ears buzzed away. We laughed and laughed until it hurt to laugh any more. Then we just lay there sighing. The omega meter buzzed. "We're really suckers," Aln Mndlshn said. "I'm supposed to be smart, but Samuel Clugharsh really made a monkey out of me." He was still sort of chuckling. "I give up." We both lay there, getting over having laughed so much. We lay on the floor, listening to the omega meter buzz. Aln Mndlshn was apparently too weak from laughing to shut it off. For a long time, we listened to it buzz. Then it stopped buzzing, and a set of silvery chimes played Jingle Bells.